How's everybody doing today?
Woo!
Man, thank you guys for coming through and listening to our interviews and our back and forths. This is incredible.
I got it, thank you. So, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here with us today. My name is Maria Cristina Didero. I'm the curatorial director of this year Design Miami, and I'm very happy to welcome you to this stellar panel with Asap Rocky and Charley Vezza. Clap, clap,
Y'all
clap.
can clap for that.
Yeah. Woo! Okay, so we call it Multidisciplinary Minds. My God, very difficult to pronounce.
Civilized maniac. That's what
Yeah,
I see.
those are the picture of our two guests. Yes.
A little bit of contrast.
Can you behave? Okay. Okay, Charley Vezza is the head of GUFRAM, one of the most important radical design companies of the history of design. As you know, radical Italian design has been one of the most important and fascinating period where objects can actually speak about values. They were bearing civil and political meanings, and they were designed in order to revolutionize the, let's say, the flat creativity of the time. They were speaking about civil, the 68 we all know, I don't need to bother you with that. But in Italy we had such a strong wave, and GUFRAM, of course, was one of the most, of the leading company, founded in 1966. If I'm wrong, don't correct me, so, okay. We are here celebrating today a new step for GUFRAM, with a new collaboration with Asap Rocky. Asap Rocky, I don't need to, it's very good for me because I don't need so much to introduce him. He's a rapper, musician, entrepreneur, and so on. And I would like to ask Charley and Asap how actually you meet and how this collaboration started.
You or me? Me? We met because I was a fan of the brand. And he took over the brand a couple years back now, and that's how we met. I reached out, and he was an incredible guy, you know? And we became friends from the start.
And did you know is a credit in a GUFRAM? This is a GUFRAM Worldwide Global Orchestrator. Do you know all the story? How did he get it? Why he chose it?
Yeah, I later found that out, but initially, I just knew that, I love the brand. I own so many pieces, and I wanted to do something cool. And so I reached out to him, and he was just open to the idea, and it was a cohesive energy, and it was organic,
So what was your reaction, Charley, when he contacted you?
But, it's been a very, very natural collaboration. It's not something that was planned or picked or... He's a big collector of us. We didn't know that because he was buying the piecing through another name, so we didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
We realized it when he came to visit us. We are in Piemonte, we are in the north of Italy. And I say, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. So you have everything, and then
so not a good client if he had everything already, I would say, yeah.
And then he revealed us that he was buying all the stuff with his name, and now he was one of our biggest collector in America, and it was him. So I think we started from that. We started that he has a passion.
But who said do something for my company? I mean, how did it start? The shroom cactus.
Nobody said anything. We did it.
Okay. Can you be a little bit more narrative? Oh my God.
No.
Just pretend to be narrative.
No, yeah, it's like we started conversating about the pieces that he was liking, he was collecting. Actually, Asap did a photo for, we were launching shoes or something.
Prada, Adidas.
Yeah, a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. They revealed these new shoes with Prada, and he launched with his cactus, another white cactus he has his home. And then we connected a little bit later. So we were speaking about the pieces that he likes. He said, yeah, the cactus, it will be interesting. I think the first idea was like, I want to make people wear the cactus, no? And it was kind of like, okay. And then we followed on. Then the mushroom came. As I say, this collaboration has been a very good trip.
Yeah, that was my next question, though. So you said that this collaboration was a very good trip. I don't want to comment that, so I wanted you to comment, but then you spoiled the question. Go ahead.
It was an incredible trip, metaphorically, physically, all of that. I think mushrooms, just in general, is just they have so much negative connotation because people always, when you think about mushrooms, you think about psychedelic mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and for people who are uneducated into mushrooms, they don't realize that mushrooms is a natural inhabitant. It's around us, and we are fungi, just like mushrooms, just like trees, just like any other living organism, like a plant. And people don't know that mushrooms actually grow on cacti too. So I felt it was appropriate to bring my magical friends onto the cacti and make some representation. But as far as he and I figuring out what we wanted to do, it really came organically because I love so many different items and pieces from GUFRAM throughout the years. One of my favorite pieces, the Partone. Am I enunciating it right? Yeah, I try to say it with the accent.
Yeah,
Yeah, Partone, the grass couch. To take surreal things and to make it still fun, functionality, and still high taste level, and it's decorative. That's just right up my alley, and that's what we wanted to do with this whole thing. We wanted to give people a different perspective on how they looked at the cactus from GUFRAM. Most people don't know it's a coat rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, in fact, that's another, just to repeat, the idea of the radical design movement was to bring actually different layers, meanings to pieces. So not only social and political, but also maybe they were very interested in translating nature into everyday reality. So Pratone and cactus, of course, are an example. So I would like to ask you, what does it mean to be radical today?
I think radical, just in general, I think that's just like, I think it's just like anybody that's in a situation or a scenario that they're unfamiliar with or anything that rapidly like changes, For me, it's not really about being a radicalist. It's just about being like individualism. It's about being an individual, and for me, when I think about radicalists, I think about other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you, Charlie, for you, it's your work, it's your life.
Radical has many meanings, but I think I would associate it to be non-conformist. We really need people to be non-conformist nowadays. But people are getting too conformist. They're doing all the same things, eating the same food, and that's the worst. We need to have, as I'm saying, individuality. Individuality is the key at the moment.
We just had a talk with Gaetano Pesce 1 hour ago, and he was really one of the master of this movement, even if he interpreted in a very personal way. And you had a conversation, no, with him, Charlie? Why Gaetano? And Gaetano is preaching this idea that we are all different. So, beside democracy and the idea that democracy brings in itself, we as individuals, we are all different. So we need different things. Do you want to articulate that, Charlie?
Gaetano is such a master, such a legend. We're a big fan of Gaetano. Rocky's a big fan of Gaetano too. I think he does this speech definitely better than me about liberty because he lived during times that were revolutionary in terms of culture. What is good about Gaetano is, and I want to relate it to us, our collaboration, is coherence. No, Gaetano always been very coherent on what he was doing, and so GUFRAM. You have to imagine GUFRAM as a little factory, very little, outside Turin. Turin is the city of Fiat, just to let you understand, in northern Italy. And in '66, they started to call young student of architecture, a mathematician, a comic designer, a graphic book designer. So people from different worlds. Okay, nowadays is normal. Nowadays everyone makes collaboration with people from different worlds. That's one way everyone is multidisciplinary. But at that time in Torino, that was not normal. It was something very, something revolutionary. And they made history. They made history without knowing it. So in the end, what we are doing today and we are doing it since I took care of GUFRAM 10 years ago. It's having the same philosophy. It's like bring people in our world and make them doing things, the things that they like. And I honestly say that having ASAP is the first musician artist that is collaborating with GUFRAM is a giant step forward for us.
Yeah, that has always been your take on the leadership of GUFRAM to bring it to a different level and a higher level. And how do you think that GUFRAM can be pop today?
GUFRAM is pop since ever. We don't have to act to be pop. Whatever we do is pop. You can see our booth here. The fair is amazing.
Thank you.
The fair is amazing. Thanks to the work of Maria Cristina. Thanks for the work. All the.
Never trust friends.
It's very important to say that because when you come with this kind of event, you don't know how many people work here in the back. Everyone is amazing. They're very nice, very professional.
Absolutely.
It's very good to. When you come in as a visitor, you just flow in, but you don't think about how much work there is in the back. There is a lot of work. They're very great. As I was saying, the fair is amazing, but definitely I would say that our booth is something different to the other things. Not in a better way, or it's just different, and that's we want to be. We want to be different.
Yes.
So, Asap, would you like to describe a little bit the booth? We have these ceramic mushrooms. It's like some sort of different garden, let's say.
Yeah.
What's in your words?
Garden of Eden, Alice in Wonderland, trippy mushrooms, all of that kind of jive,
Charlie?
I think at one point we will publish, because you can imagine how the conversation we're going, but you can imagine meetings do nothing of this. There is just a conversation on an iMessage between me and him, and we did the whole collaboration with it. So back and forth, he was drawing things, send it to me, we were drawing them back. So if I want to tell the experience of this collaboration, one day, maybe in 10 years, we will print this conversation and you will get everything.
That would be great.
It's going to be crazy.
And so it was very natural. At one point, he has the idea, why we don't put mushroom? Okay. And then it started to send, and everything comes very naturally. Obviously, we're talking about mushrooms, so everything is natural. And
I gave him a headache. I'm not going to lie. He had a bit of a headache because I'm not indecisive, but I love to push the bar of creativity, right? And I think that it's integrity driven because I don't want to do anything that's considered normal in today's age. And what you said about GUFRAM being pop, I think that they're just, it's contemporary. Andy Warhol is like the king of pop in my eyes, and anything that brings color, texture, or something that's like contemporary can be classified as pop. I think GUFRAM, it checks that box, but what I also like about it is the surrealism mixed with high-end decor. You don't get both. There's not quite like a brand like that. So for instance, a kid who shops at Supreme would know what GUFRAM is, just like a person who has a quarterly membership at Hermes. That's what I love about this brand.
I see.
Yeah, it's like it's one of our key success. The things that you cannot. We are so different to the other furnitures that you cannot date it. No, you cannot date the cactus. When we entered like new market, like we entered like China in the last years, our Chinese clients they don't know. They know, but they don't care that it's a piece. No, they don't know that it's a piece designed in the 60s. They think it's contemporary, because it's not like a mid-century armchair that you can date it. No, if you see a GUFRAM piece, it can be done. It can be done yesterday. It's eternal contemporary.
Absolutely. I would like to know your Asap, and then same question for Charlie. What is your idea of beauty?
I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is subjective. Somebody might think I'm ugly as hell, and that's fine. That's their opinion. I totally beg to differ, but that's their opinion.
Of course.
So I think that's a subjective question, and it's all about taste and preference.
Charlie?
I always tell this story. So as GUFRAM, we don't do functional pieces. No, in the end, our pieces they don't serve nothing. They don't have any function. You don't need it. There's
let's say that function is not the priority, but
I mean, nobody buys a Bocca sofa to sit on it or a Platon. They might just sit once, or they do a photo, or the cactus, nobody is using it as a coat hanger function. I mean, you don't need GUFRAM in your home. There is no need. But we solve a very important factor. We put beauty, no? And beauty, in the end, is everything. Imagine a world without beauty. In the end, is the useless thing, but also the most important one in the world.
No, yeah, a world without beauty, very sad, very dark. So I would like to know, you said ASAP, that's I read it. You should, your sound should match your outfit, which is a very, very interesting line. What do you want to articulate?
Yeah, art is just about creating a world, an atmosphere, you know, an ecosystem, all of that. Like, art is just what you make it. So I want everything to be like, to complement each other and to be compatible. So yeah, I'm aesthetic driven.
There is also some sort of coherence, like consistency, no, in what you...
Yeah, consistency is key, but I do think that, like, I don't know, I just like doing things that are more enticing and you know, captivating. So everything has to be cohesive. Everything has to be on the same level of execution. You know, it's hard to talk about a broad subject like art because there's just so many things that go into it. But I think that I want everything to kind of align and look together. So the music has to match the outfit has to match the lifestyle has to match the girlfriend has to match the video has to match the car. Yeah, the cactus has to match my mind with the mushrooms, and yeah.
Okay, and yeah, do you have any ritual when you are a creative? No, you're in a different field. Do you have any ritual that inspire you to create? Let's say like music or the piece of furniture for Charlie.
Do you have a ritual that I help to? No.
Some gesture that you follow, something like that.
Mushrooms, marijuana, but
It's okay.
if that's okay to talk about here, I'm just being free with y'all. I'm a free artist, so. Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
And Charlie, do you have like some rituals?
Yeah, the same one
You
as
don't need
Rocky.
to tell the truth, of course. Yeah.
No. No, I don't have any rituals. No, I'm definitely not. It's not something that, you know, we do things different. What I want to clarify is like the things that impress me more about this guy is the passion that puts into things. He has, like, can you imagine, as a very busy life, traveling, working, concert and everything. But I don't know how he finds the time, but he has a passion on what he's doing, for the details, for everything. It really impressed me.
Thank you.
And you just established this new company, Homemade, where you want to keep on creating pieces of furniture. So actually, the cactus is the first piece of furniture of Homemade.
The first collaborative piece, yes.
Yeah, first collaborative. And where do you want to bring your new adventure?
Well, first I want to say thank you to Charlie, you know, for doing the collaboration and for it being such a new brand and being so new. And he's true to it, so thank you, Charlie, you know, no doubt. And shout outs GUFRAM. For me, Homemade is it's a new chapter. This is the new chapter of Og and ASAP Rocky and us as a collective and what we're doing. I think we're moving more into home decorative and decor because 2020 showed us that, man, your house could be very bland and boring, you know, if you spend enough time in it, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know about y'all, but I kind of got spoiled after 2020, so I spend most of my time in the house still. Like, right after this, I'm going home, well, to the hotel, you know, but I feel like everywhere you just got to set up a mood and an atmosphere. So for me, if I'm at a studio, I like candles over here, I like art over here, I like, you know, I like to set a mood. Homemade is just gonna be, it derived from that. It's just an extension of that. You guys, you don't know, when it comes to innovation, when it comes to inventions, and when it comes to taste level, this is what I'm here for, to raise the bar. And we want to have fun. We don't want it to be so serious, but we still want to execute at a top tier level. So, I mean, you guys just wait. It's a lot in store, and I'm excited. I don't want to really say too much about Homemade because we're talking about Homemade GUFRAM, but, you know, thanks for asking.
Pleasure. And Charlie, how did you survive the pandemic?
Well, no, you know, I live like in the countryside, so it was not that bad for me, honestly. I had a lot of time to read, a lot of time to watch movies. Obviously, it's not been a good time, but I cannot regret it that much. It was nice, and definitely what Rocky is saying is like, yeah, after the pandemic, the world shifted a bit into design, into home, into furniture, because we realized that they are important. No, before we were maybe too interested in like clothing because you can show them, you know, people can see you, and we are aspirative in that way. Nowadays, people are focusing a lot on design, and that's very important for us.
Okay, so we know about us, but what is your take about fashion?
That's a complicated question to ask. My I know, but especially because my girlfriend, she's a fashion designer. She's here in
What
first row.
Oh, ciao, Georgia.
So no, I love fashion. I love clothing. I love clothing. I don't love fashion. I don't love this. Yeah, I don't like the system. I like the clothing, but I don't like the system. Especially because they make work my girl too much. There's
Okay.
always, you know, there's always that collection, a pre-collection, a resort collection, a shooting, a campaign, and she never has time for me. So that's the first thing that I don't like.
Come
fashion.
on, like a public complaining about, okay, about.
Can I answer something on that?
Yeah,
I,
can you
I
add
agree
something,
with him.
please?
I think that fashion is very time consuming. It can be very stressful. A lot of my friends are big designers, and it's just like you never get a break. Maybe once in August, maybe in December if you're lucky, but for the most part, it's just like around the year, around the clock, work, like he said. But what we tried to do is integrate fashion into this cactus, and you know, and we're still, you know, putting fine tunes onto it. We're still fine tuning it. But if you guys got to see the booth, the reason why we made cozy homeware things like, you know, slippers and gloves and a robe and a hat is because fashion and design go hand in hand. You know, just like art, fashion, and design is all the same thing. And to me, essentially, you know, it all involves creatives, it all involves design, and then it all involves, it's time consuming. It takes a lot of your time. And I think that fashion is in a really, really weird space right now and place right now. All of our favorite designers are retiring, getting fired, or just leaving, you know, and we don't know what fashion is going to look like in 2023. But, you know, it is what it is.
I got it.
Yeah.
So as Charlie brought up the subject, speaking about girlfriends, what would be your life without music?
Girlfriend, what? Oh, you said
Now, how would be your life without music?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know. I think my life would be that's the beauty thing. Without that, music is beauty. It would be boring, bland, and I would be miserable.
Plain.
You know, music was my outlet to express myself today. When I came out about 11 years ago, I'm feeling old, but when I came out 11 years ago, people thought I was weird. Some people didn't understand it, but for people who had that innate nature to be artistic, to express themselves artistically, they identify with me, and that's why, you know, even today, these are the same people who, you know, can identify with how times are changing and why it makes sense for me to venture off into other endeavors like furniture design, you know? So music, furniture, it all goes hand in hand because it's art, and that's how I express myself.
Same expression,
Same
part
expression,
of the same expression.
same passion and compassion. Yeah.
So Charlie, GUFRAM is an historical company, but of course look into the future. So what would you wish for next generations?
For the next generation, in terms of the next generation of the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's articulate it. You know, I wish they can be. Okay, I have it. Sorry, we didn't prepare it.
Take your time.
No, that's not prepared. Nothing is prepared as you have.
I studied for this last night, you know?
I think, you know, everybody nowadays is speaking about sustainability, no? It's a word that is in every book, every magazine, every article. There is sustainability, sustainability. And by the end, what is really sustainable? It's very complicated, no? There are many incoherence, no? Even solar panel them, you have to trash them after. There are problems in many ways in everything that is sustainable. So what is really sustainable? And we can do it, everyone can do it in whatever it does. The real sustainable is make things that last, is make things that are relevant, okay? As GUFRAM, sometimes they say, okay, but your material is polyurethane, okay, now we use a recyclable part, whatever, it's not that sustainable. Yes, but nobody ever throw away a cactus. Nobody ever throw away one of our pieces. From the 66, all of our pieces are maintained, are resold in the vintage market, are exhibited in museum, nobody throw it away. That's what means that whatever you do, you have to make things that they last and they're relevant. They have to be relevant. Okay, so if you do something that is relevant, you are not like using materials, you're not using transportation and everything for nothing. You have to do things that are relevant, that are important, and that's what is really sustainable.
Correct. Absolutely relevant and has to last. Yes. Asap, what is a hero of our time for you? Somebody that you respect and that you look at, you know, like an inspiring person.
Guitano Pesci.
Sorry?
You said who's a hero of mine in design?
Yeah, if you have a hero or...
Pesci.
Oh,
No
okay.
bullshit. Yeah. I own a lot. I collect a lot of his pieces. So it was an honor to meet him today. You know, he's been trying to introduce us and so many mutual friends. I think he's incredible. I think that there's no holds barred with that guy. You know, he'll do a vase made out of silicone and he'll do a couch that looks like a New York City landscape. He's just incredible. And
Fantastic.
his work is like what he said,
And then he did it at the time, so it
Yeah.
was already, yeah.
But that's what he's saying. It's just timeless. Like, I agree with you. Like, I own a GUFRAM cactus from the 70s, I believe. At least that's what the person who sold it to me told me. But, and I never knew anybody who threw away GUFRAM items or anything like that because of sustainability, you know? And I can't imagine how you would throw that away. You would have to like break it down and chop it.
I don't know. It would be complicated.
It's not really recyclable, but you know, you get it. I don't think anybody would throw it away. It's just like throwing away for me
sure.
like a luxurious car, you know? It's just beauty. It's art. It stands and I'm sorry, I get a little passionate.
No,
yeah.
that
I get a loss for. I'm at a loss for words because I think that there's a gap. I think that people assume, especially in my culture, meaning like hip hop, people assume like it's just all about fashion, clothes, or jewelry and cars. But nah, man, you know, there's a lot of intellectuals. Besides that, there's
Sure.
some innovative like hip hoppers that change the world today for us, like will.i.am and, you know, Pharrell or, you know, there's other people, you know. There's tons of people who do it, but they're not really, they don't get their flowers, you know. They're not really, people don't really talk about that. For me, while I'm here and while I'm alive and kicking and breathing, I want to do some incredible shit. You know, I want to do it in a sense of not just to say I did it, but I want to change the world and make it better. It's how I see it. I have a taste preference, and I think the world could look so much better, man. You know.
and make an impact, yes, of course.
Yeah, I hope to be impactful, but I just want to change it. I want to paint the whole town. You know.
You want to paint the old town?
I want to paint the whole town. It's
Okay.
a metaphor. I suck at painting.
Which
but
color?
maybe red. Who knows?
Charlie, Asap said already that he's a collector. Are you a collector too?
No, I don't collect anything. It's like not part of my character collecting things. I think it's a little bit, then becomes fetishism. No, I'm definitely not a collector.
Okay, you killed the question.
Yeah, I can.
No, you know why he's not a collector, because he's around it so much.
Yeah,
man.
he has too many pieces around and he's spoiled. And
I want to give you an example, Charlie. Like you guys ever go to a fashion show and it could be the best brand. It could be Dior. It could be Marc Jacobs at Louis Vuitton. It could be anything. But when the actual designer comes out at the end to clap, they're dressed like a bum. You know why? Because they're around clothes all day. They don't want to fucking see another garment, a fabric. So, of course, he's not a collector. He's around all of this shit all day.
Maybe it's for that, probably.
yeah.
probably.
So basically, he answered for you. And
But it's nice that you speak again about Gaetano, because I had just the feeling right now that him and Gaetano, they have the same energy, the same, the same mentality. Gaetano has always been a rebel, no? He's always been a rebel.
Absolutely.
And in the design world, you're a rebel too. And
Also within the radicals in general, he was a rebel.
a rebel
He
in the
was
rebels. So
Yeah,
a
a rebel within the rebels.
a rebel within the rebels.
Yeah, yeah. So, any question for our guests here from the audience?
No questions?
You know, they think they are shy. They think about it.
You can ask whatever you want, huh?
Maybe
I think we answered.
we have over
what's
here.
Up, what's
One.
up, man? You ask too many questions, man. Absolutely. I love this brand. As far as I'm concerned, this is a sister or brother brand to us right now.
So that
It's
can
family.
be considered the first piece of future of next
Why not?
collaboration.
Why not?
Yeah, as we said before, it's not a thing made for communication. It's not a thing that we picked up. It's a real collaboration. It's a real collaboration, organic, natural. So as things, it's a family thing. It will continue.
Right. No, it doesn't happen all the time, so that's a special thing.
Can I just say something before you ask a question? I just want to say I'm really, 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 really happy to be here, guys. And this is like
Thank you for
an
being
honor.
here.
Yeah, thank you. This is an honor, and you know, I hope that for anybody who loves me and been following what I do, I hope that I'm making you guys proud and you like the art. Yeah.
Absolutely, you do.
This guy had a
There
question.
is a question here. There.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Max. Yep, nice to meet you guys. So, you just said you're aesthetic driven, right? And you are just a collector. May I take this opportunity to show you my stuff after all?
I would love to, but can I have those glasses? I like those glasses. Can I have them?
Yep.
Look, don't ask for them back.
Actually, it's my favorite brand from Stockholm, Our Legacy. Do you know these guys?
Okay, yeah, Our Legacy, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll get those when, all right, I'll get them now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, it's my present for you, okay?
Thank you.
Take it. This is really great guys, my friends.
Thank you. Yo, do they fit my swag? All right, all right.
Actually, it was my favorite glasses. But yeah, for you, it's
Thank you, Max.
Okay.
Thank you.
There is a question here at the corner. Here.
If there was a joint song that you guys would, you know, that would define maybe this collaboration, what would the joint song be?
Wow.
Nice question.
You know, we played random songs when I came to Milan at one time. Well, to the factory. It was a lot of Alice Coltrane. He likes
Okay.
Alice Coltrane. He likes Bill Evans. Yeah, he's into that stuff. So, yeah, a lot of Alice Coltrane. How do you enunciate? Supreme. I love that song.
I love
that. We
that.
played that on repeat when we were there at the factory. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
mean, did that answer the question? Or okay. Yeah, Alice Coltrane. Yup.
Yeah, there was always music when we were speaking. There was always music in background. Every type of music. You know, rock is not just listening to hip hop or whatever. It's like very exploring, and there was like always putting like nice playlists and everything. It was been the soundtrack was always there. The soundtrack was always there in this collaboration.
So I have a last question for both of you. I would like, this is a question I always make, Charlie knows. I would like to know what is your idea of freedom?
Wow. Man. Whoo. To what extent?
Whatever you like.
I don't know if freedom is that obtainable for everyone.
Correct?
I think
Unfortunately, correct.
Yeah, I think people are sometimes tied down by contractual agreements, marriages, relationships, consequences. You know, some people are not free. You know, for instance, an artist who gets shelved and they don't put out his music, you know, he probably feels like a caged animal and is probably getting miserable in his head, you know, or something like that. Like, I think freedom is, it's not really obtainable, but I do feel like the pursuit of happiness is a long road, and I think at the end of it is like love, you know, love is the pursuit of happiness. I know that I kind of digressed there, but, you know, I try to make it make sense and give you a happy ending because freedom isn't fun.
I got it. No,
Well, the topic of freedom isn't fun, but I do think that not all of us are free. Some people here right now don't feel free, man, and you know it.
And Asap, do you feel free?
To an extent.
Charlie?
Freedom is love.
Wow, that's
Wow.
why everybody. Wow.
How is freedom love?
To many extents, but having the possibility to love and be loved is the most important freedom that we have.
Wow.
And to love is a choice. So, and choosing is already a sign of freedom, I would say. But we don't want to go too much intellectual over here. I want to thank Asap Rocky and Charley Vezza to be part of this year's Design Miami.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
They are a fantastic fit to my concept, the golden age, that is really a wish for a better future for everybody, for the world, for people, plants, animals, just like get together, and then maybe we can make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, Asap Rocky and Charley Vezza. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.